Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Bog Panda. Tonight, we're going to talk about one of the many things Kelly taught me, and not in an 80s movie kind of way. I am Dr. Mike at Official Bacon on every. You're shaking your head, but they don't know unless they've seen an 80s movie. I am Dr. Mike at Official Bacon on everything, and joining me as always.
Hi, everybody. I'm he who shall not be named at he who should not be named at on all social media channels. And we'd really appreciate it if you would take a chance to something that is named, which is the Bog Panda YouTube channel, and give us a like or two, subscribe, turn on that notification button so you can find out when all the new exciting stuff comes out. Stop by our merchandise store, which is growing by leaps and bounds on a regular basis. And of course, while you're on the Bog Panda YouTube channel, no visit is complete without stopping by Hard No, the world's shortest podcast. Clock in 10, 15 episodes. You won't even know you spent any time there.
Absolutely. Well, tonight we're going to talk about something that isn't just as quick and in and out as that. We're talking about Amiga, a system that Kelly really introduced me to. So I'm a Commodore 64 fan. As you guys know, we've talked a lot about that. Kelly's more of an Amiga guy. So he's the one who kind of introduced me to Amiga. I was aware of Amiga, but just had never really hands on played with any of the stuff that was on their software or games. So Kelly really introduced me to this. I've become a big fan through Super Console X. I really got hands on with a lot of Amiga games and then Amiga Forever and everything like that. So I've really become a big fan of it. And now Amiga is officially making the jump to Evercade, which is a platform that I'm a huge fan of. We've talked about a lot here. The third iteration of Evercade is out now. Kelly has been thinking about making the jump onto the platform as well. Now, some Amiga stuff. So, what's interesting about this is we recently got a Commodore 64 cartridge, and now we're getting an Amiga cartridge, which is great. But there actually is a handful of Amiga games that have already been released on there. But on publisher specific collections, this is the first time a collection of as Amiga games is being put out, like advertising it as the Amiga platform. So were you excited when you saw this? Is this pushing you more towards the Evercade and finally making the jump on that?
So partially, I mean, and particularly with the hopes that they're going to continue and there'll be future Amigo groupings, because this is not a bad cross section of Amiga games to start off with. There are a couple pretty strong ones on there, but they're some of the ones that I'm kind of remember most fondly didn't make this iteration. But seeing an Amiga series come out, expecting other ones go forward, I am intrigued. But there's a couple good games that would be fantastic to play on the Evercade device, and I'm continuing to look at the VS version is kind of where I think I'll land if I go with an Evercade at this point in time. But so it helped a little bit. So I think you have pre-ordered this already, right? The Amiga one,
Yes.
or
Yeah. I actually pre-ordered it while we were prepping for this show. So as of the time we're recording this, it comes out another week or so, whatever that is. So I'll be getting my copy right away. So I'm looking forward to it. I think probably between Amiga Forever and Super Console X have most or all of these games, but it's gonna be nice to have them in an official cartridge on my Evercade that I can just carry around with me. And we kind of touched on this in one of our many Doom episodes. One of the many reasons that I love the 32X version of Doom is just the accessibility of it. Doom came out at a time when not everybody had a computer. Like, it's normal now for your house to have multiple laptops and devices and things like that, but at that time most people's houses didn't even have one computer, and if you did, it was maybe one for the whole family. So having Doom on a cartridge just allowed me to play it whenever I wanted to with that kind of ease of use. So having this on a small cartridge that I can play on a handheld device that I can just carry with me is going to be a great way to kind of access these games whenever I like.
yeah, and the lineup, like I said, the lineup is strong. Like I said, a couple of my favorites aren't there yet, but sometime I'm sure they'll show up. But because of the Cinemaware universes, I'm a big fan of a lot of their stuff. But on this one, they've got Arcade Pool, which is, in terms of a pool simulation, one of the more enjoyable ones to play, in my opinion. multiple versions of Alien Breed. Executions on Amiga on those were always fun and really good. ATR, All Terrain Racing, which is a favorite of mine, which is actually on the Amiga 500 Mini. And I tried somewhat unsuccessfully to show that to Dr. Mike out on the East Coast one time. So this is kind of how it works, but it's a fun game. I've got to just adapt a little bit to Super Game to play with the mouse and do that, which you're able to do with the Mini as well. And so a couple that game's on there. Body Blows, Arcade Sports, Project X, and Quack. So some pretty good Amiga titles on there. So
Yeah, I'm particularly becoming a big fan of the Alien Breed games. I'm enjoying playing those. I would have liked to have seen Alien Breed 3D on here, but I feel like that probably takes up more space. So it'd work better with the lineup they have on the cartridge, getting a couple more games on there. But I'm pretty excited about the lineup. I'm excited to have these games on an easily accessible cartridge that I can just carry with my Evercade.
Yep. So, we've been promoting the Evercade platform for a while. They haven't started to send us free stuff yet, but I'm sure that's coming one of these days. But definitely worth a look if you haven't looked at it. There is an Evercade out there for you, whether it's the Versus or so. Where are you? What version of the Evercade, first gen, second or third gen, do you think do you favor the most? I guess.
So I have the original handheld Evercade. I really like the EXP, the new one that just came out. So I'm looking forward to that. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, but I think the next sale that comes up on the Versus, I'm going to be picking up one of those. So it's happened less during the pandemic, but I split my time between Philadelphia and New Jersey. Kelly was actually at the New Jersey house around that same time that we spent a romantic weekend together that he's referring to. So I'm probably going to get a Versus to leave there and then just carry the handheld back and forth with me. So I'm just never without games.
There you go. Excellent. Sounds super good. So we've got some Evercade owners that are viewers out there. I'd love to hear kind of which version you're kind of most excited about or enjoy the most, what you think about this one, what else you'd like to kind of see come out on cartridges, and help us spread the Evercade gospel. So that would be pretty fun. So anything else, sir?
No, I think that's about it. How close do you think you are in pulling the trigger and jumping on the Evercade platform?
I'd say pretty close.
Pretty
I would
close?
say pretty close. I think I do probably want to wait for the next, if there's a sale opportunity, that'd probably be the time I jump in.
Yeah.
Bog Panda.